Well, Nick, I couldn't be more excited to be sharing the boat with you today. I appreciate you having us out.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
And you got a sweet ride right here. We're going to learn more about how you got this boat and what you're doing with yourself right now here in a little bit. But right now we're on beautiful Nolin Lake. And this is kind of a home lake for you. You don't live too far from here.
I've got 3 or 4 that I claim right now, but it's around the month of May, June. This is where you'll see me most of the time. So,
well, let's see if we can't find some fish and start putting them in the boat.
I see.
There you go.
You got these bass, they're set up like Tic Tacs. I've got 2 over top of the stump, 2 below the stump right there, and a couple more behind it. As we're getting up here on the break, there's a few more scattered out up through here.
And these are catchable fish.
These are catchable
They're
fish.
relating to the bottom,
Yeah.
close by to bait and some structure. These are fish that can be caught.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I just actually got hit. Oh, here we go. What we got there? A little bitty joker. Kentucky.
Next one.
You got one too. Hey, that's what we're looking for. Yours is about 3 times bigger than mine. There you go. You know what? So mine came in and hit it and missed it and came back and hit it again, which that's when you know you're dealing with some aggressive fish.
Yeah, see, he's all beat up. I've already been up there and spawned.
Uh-oh. 2-minute penalty. 2-minute penalty. There you go.
Let's see if they'll get going now.
So Nick, you've been fishing for Campbellsville University now for 4 years, right?
4 years, yep. Just graduated.
But this year, you went and qualified to go fish in a national tournament. Tell me a little bit about that.
I qualified for the Bassmasters Classic. That all kind of started 2018 last year. I won the Carhartt College Series Bracket Championship. Every year there's 4 Bassmaster Regionals. You got to finish in the top 20% of normally a 250 boat field, and then the 25 or 30 or so boats from each one of those tournaments advances to the National Championship. And then the top 4 finishing teams from the National Championship move on to the bracket. And then you're split up into like a head-to-head March Madness kind of format. And the eventual winner of that was me last year, and I got a brand new Tundra and a brand new fully rigged Nitro bass boat to use this year. Got all my entry fees paid for the Bassmaster Opens, and then also kind of the main thing that everyone looks at, I qualified for the Bassmasters Classic.
Who'd you fish against in the very last final round?
I fished against Nolin Miner from West Virginia.
Okay.
We were on Bassmaster Live. It was a pretty drama-filled day. I had a good early morning deal. I was fishing like isolated rocks. I had like almost a 10-pound limit in like the first 2 hours. We had a storm come in. Halfway through every day, we had a halftime period. The beginning of the second period, I ran a lot of my stuff and I just didn't catch them. I don't know if the storm messed him up or what happened.
Did he start catching fish?
Yeah, I didn't know it, but he caught like 13-4. He caught what was the biggest bag. I had the biggest bag the first day, but he caught what was the biggest bag in like the first 30 minutes back out there. I mean, he pulled up on a place and caught him every cast. So the whole second period, I didn't know it, but I was fishing from pretty good ways behind. And then with like 30 minutes left, I stopped back on my main stretch and culled 3 times in the last 30 minutes, one of them with like 10 minutes left, and I ended up winning by 4 ounces.
Wow.
A good one. Wow.
Yes!
How about this turn of events right here, my boy?
And that's why people love bass fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super exciting. And you never know, that one cast, that one last fish in the closing seconds of the tournament may be the difference between 1st and 10th place.
Yeah, for sure. The last one I culled up to like 12 3/4, and it was,
There you go.
there you go, more than what I had the first day. White
Look
bass.
at that, a white bass. Hey, now that is a good sized white bass right there. Too bad that one doesn't count, does it?
No, I don't.
It counts today, just
Yeah.
playing around, but in a bass tournament, that wouldn't help out any. Tell me a little bit about how college bass fishing, it's a little different than a normal NCAA sport.
Yeah, it is. Because we're sanctioned by Bass, FLW, Boat US, we don't have any rules that come down from like the NCAA. So we can receive money, the school can pay for stuff for us.
So if you would have won the Classic, you wouldn't have been like an amateur in golf that cannot receive payment. You could have received the check alongside it. Yeah.
All the checks I make throughout the year, they go back to me. While we're fishing for the college, Campbellsville does cover all of our expenses, offers us scholarships, gas, everything like that. So what we win during the actual college stuff either goes back to our account to a certain amount or goes to the university.
There we go. Another spot. I tell you what though, these spotted bass are aggressive and they're such a beautiful fish.
You know, the cool thing about fishing, there's a few schools like us that offer scholarships. And the cool thing about that is everything's pretty much covered. You know, we have team trucks, team boats, you know, our fuel expenses are covered, our hotel, our eats. I mean, it really sets up nice, you know, especially for someone that's aspiring to do it as a career. If you get to travel and fish all these places and, you know, don't have to spend a ton out of your wallet.
And it allows you the opportunity to get better at fishing and compete and represent your university.
For sure, that's the cool part, because there's a lot of people like me out there that, you know, I played basketball, played football growing up, played baseball, but you know, I probably wasn't ever good enough to go to college in any capacity and compete, you know.
So for a kid who wants to get into bass fishing at the university, how would you tell them to get started?
The best way right now is for sure to start in the high school level and fish as much as you can in the high school level.
And we're so lucky here in Kentucky because it is a Kentucky High School Athletic Association sanctioned sport.
Yeah.
So if you have a high school that has bass fishing, that's the best way to get started on the competition side. And if your high school doesn't offer it, go talk to someone about starting up a program.
Yeah, it actually, high school fishing started my sophomore year at E-Town is when KHSAA sanctioned it. Mm-hmm. There was only a couple of us. We went to the athletic director, talked to him about it, and got our team started up. And I was fortunate enough. I made the state championship every year, kind of got my name out there. And high school fishing opened some doors for me.
Got it?
Yeah.
Well, we saw those fish down in there.
Floater spoon never made it to the bottom.
There you go. It's not a bad fish. There's a million of those here in this lake, isn't there?
There is.